Hi everyone, good evening. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Can you type in a yes in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear? Hello, hello. Hi guys, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome, thank you, Joseph. Thanks, Escobar, Kinko, Sain, Sal. Thank you so much. Uh, Welcome to FSA Mania Live, guys. So good to have you with us tonight. Now, before we begin, tell us in the comments where are you watching from and which platform are you on? Is it Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram? Hi, Winnie. Type in a message, type in a comment, guys. Where are you watching from? Manila, YouTube. Raven, okay, YouTube. Delsary. Hi, from New York. Wow. Lady Lovely Laughing. Thank you for tuning in, guys. All right. How many of you actually catch the live stream last night as well by Melissa? Type in a me on the chat if you did. Hi, Robin, Zendaya. Wow, Robin, haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? Okay, some of you might have catch the live stream last night. Some of you might not, but don't worry. Each live stream that we are having during this FSA Mania campaign that we are running, right, is unique. Okay, so even if you didn't watch the previous one, it's totally fine. Okay. Now, before tonight's topic is actually the three things that matter most in your budget chart. But just to set the right expectation, this session is not about giving you personal readings, okay? Instead, it's to help you understand the foundation of budget so that when you attend Function Astrology 2026, you won't be lost, all right? You'll be able to follow, understand, and apply what you learn much better. Even if you're not attending FSA, no worries, okay? You can at least learn what is important in your budget chart that you can take note of, okay? Now, today our consultant, I'm not alone today. I have a consultant with me, which I'll introduce later, all right? And she will actually walk you through three core building blocks of every budget chart. It starts from the four pillars, what each pillar represents in your real life, the 10 profiles, or the 10 gods, how you naturally think, work, handle money, pressure, authority, and relationships, okay? And the five structures, basically your life strategy mode. Okay, so these are the lenses through which all budget analysis is done. Once you understand them, everything you hear in FSA or when you get your budget chart, right, it'll make much more sense. Okay, now, quick question for all of you watching. How many of you are planning to attend Function Astrology 2026, whether in KL or Singapore? Can you type in the chat KL or SG? Hello, guys. Do you hear me? KL, Alvin, awesome. Bunhee, okay. SG. Great. Thank you for your replies, guys. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, now, how many of you are thinking? Not sure yet, considering, type in a thinking in the chat. Okay, now here's something exciting. If you stay with us live throughout the session, okay, you will stand a chance to win some FSA tickets. Okay, we will share it at any point of the time during the live stream. So stay with us so you can find out how to get it. All right, don't leave. Remember, stay engaged because we will be starting right now. Okay, now without further ado, let me introduce. Let me bring on the screen right now our consultant who will be taking over from me now to share with you about this topic. Let's welcome Janice. Hi, Janice.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Eri, for the introduction.
Okay, I'll hand over
Hi.
to you now.
Yes, all right. Thank you, Eri. Hi, everyone. How are you guys doing? Good to see all of you here. I see that you guys have been very engaging. Okay, I saw that a lot of people from are going to FSA KL, Singapore. Okay, Angie, Raymond from Singapore. Okay, cool. Hi, Decent, Margaret, Lady Lovely Laughing. I like that name. It's very cheerful and yeah, cool name by the way. Hi, Alvin. Hi. Hi. This is Pen. Okay, cool name. All right. How to be a consultant? Funny question. Yeah. Okay. If you want to know, then stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned, Apen. Stay tuned for today's session and go through this session with me, and you will learn something about BaZi, and you can take it on from there. Yeah. Okay. So before I begin, welcome to the live streaming. Okay, I'm Janice Gore, consultant from Joey Yap, Team Joey Yap. And all right, today's session would be Unlock Your Life Blueprint. Okay, Unlock Your Life Blueprint. And I'm going to tell you guys the 3 secrets to your BaZi chart. The 3 secrets to your BaZi chart. And what is it about? First thing, I think Ari did give you guys like a little hint, right at the beginning. Okay. Then I want to ask you guys a question. Do you, any of you guys here, feel like you're working 10 times harder than everyone else, but you're only getting half the result? Anyone feel that way? Or if you feel like you are living somebody else's life, like you're not being your authentic self? Type of me if that's you. Wanna see? Tell me if that's you. Okay. Saw a few comments over here. Hi, Susanna. Alvin, me, Lillian. Okay, Ravena. Nice. Cool. Okay, here's the thing. Most people, they try to fix their life by copying successful people, or they read the same books, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all those books, the business related books, all those famous books that you can think of. Or if you see in some of the millionaires' routine, they actually wake up. Some of them actually wake up at 4 a.m. or like 5 a.m. Some of them. Yeah, sounds familiar. Okay, and if you your strategy, the truth is your strategy is only as good as your blueprint, which is your BaZi, right? And today I'm gonna show you how to read your own user manual using the 4 pillars in the BaZi. Okay, are you guys excited? You guys excited? Uh, type already. Type already if you guys can't wait for me to share the next part. Let's see. Type already. Let me see if you guys are ready for the next part. Lillian, ready? William, Bunhee, Alvin, Susanna, Robin, Ken, Teresa. Great, great, great. Awesome. Great. Okay, let's go. Let's get this started. Okay. Why BaZi? Why is it important to know more about your BaZi blueprint? First thing, the question to ask yourself, okay, are you working hard but feeling stuck? Or you feel like you are not in the right career? Okay, you feel like you are feeling lost and having no sense of direction? Or if you're having this struggle to connect with others, now it may seem like whenever you try to connect with someone, you feel like a part of you just want to pull away or you just want to shy away. Okay? Type of me if you can relate to what I just mentioned. Okay, Ching. Yes, stuck. Right, feeling stuck, yeah? Okay. Anyone else? Type with me if you are going through that or you feel like you have gone through that. Sopat, yes. Rosalind, okay. See a number of you guys been able to relate to this. Okay, I'll bring you guys to the next one. So can you, me, stuck. Got it, Roger that. Right, today, what am I gonna cover with you guys is I'm gonna begin with the 4 pillars, which is your roadmap, your life path, or your roadmap. Okay, the next one would be the 10 profile. This would be your character, or in a way, we call it your personality archetypes. And the next one would be the 5 structure. This is what we call the strategy or how you operate. The 5 structure is like your operating system. Some people may be iOS, some people may be operating on Android, Windows 18, 19. We are all different based on our party chart. Cool. All right, Dylan, struggling. Wow, I see the comment keep on coming in. That's awesome. Love the energy over here. Let's go. Okay, before we begin the session, I want you guys to plot your party chart. If you guys don't have it yet with you, okay, you can scan this QR or you can go to the link below over here, https bazi.joyup.com. And I'm going to give you guys some time to plot the chart before I proceed to the next session. Vinjet Telegram, Penang. Oh, Vinjet from Penang. I'm also from Penang, by the way. I'm a Penang girl. I grew up in Penang, and recently I'm only in KL. I moved to KL 2 years ago, so I'm quite new to the city life. All right. While we are waiting, feel free to comment in the chat. And I'll talk to you guys while we wait for the rest to plot their chart, yeah? Hi, Kathleen. Vinjet. Vinjet, are you from KL? Okay. Yes, cool. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about the 4 pillars. Okay, the 4 pillars. Don't worry if you guys haven't plotted your chart. You can plot it while you're listening to me, yeah? Okay. Right, over here, this is what we call the party chart. Okay, once you get your chart, I want you guys to look at the day pillar over here, which is the second one from the left. Second one from the left. This is what we call the day master. Okay, the day master. We have the 5 element, which is water, fire, earth, metal, and wood. And each element, they have yin and yang. And in this case, this is a pink fire. In this chart, this is a pink fire day master. Okay, born in the wood spring, month of the spring. So during the month of the spring, which is the rabbit month, the wood is the strongest element over here. Therefore, this person, he has a strong day master. Okay, a very strong pink fire. Very strong pink fire. Kathleen, you're from Penang. Ayah Itam. Cool, cool, awesome. Julius, Banda Sanbui. Okay. All right. You guys ready with the chart? Okay, first thing, get to know your day master. Okay, get to know your day master. And look at these 4 pillars. Okay, everyone will see there are 4 pillars, which is the year, okay, the month, the day, and the hour. If you guys are new to this, each pillar, it represents a different aspect for you. Okay, starting from the year, it represent your social network, your family heritage, okay, and your social connection. In this aspect, this also includes your grandparents, okay, your grandparents, your industry, your work industry, and it can also represent strangers. The next one is the month. The month represent your career palace, okay, your career, your work environment, and also your siblings and your parents. They'll be in the month, okay, be in the month chart, in the month pillar. Next one will be the day. The day pillar would be, this is mainly about yourself or your spouse or your other half. Okay, this is more on your personal relationship. Next one will be the hour. The hour is your assets and your investment pillar. When I mention about asset and investment, it also means your property and also your children. Okay, children will be in the hour pillar as well. So the year pillar is your early life, as in your childhood. Okay, then we go to the month, would be your early adult life. Okay, early adult. And the day would be your middle age. Okay, middle age. And the hour would be your later years, older years in life. Cool, you guys are following me so far? Lilian is a earth. Oh, earth day master. Is it Qi or U? Type a yes if you're following me so far. Cool. Right, let's go. Okay. Before we proceed, which pillar are you most interested to know more about? Is it your year, your month, your day, or your hour pillar? Lilian Uof. Jason, is there a range for the age at each pillar? Yes, there is a range. There is a range. So the year will be from early childhood, from age 0 to until you're about 10 or 12. Because we also have this thing called the 10-year luck cycle. Okay, for some people, it only begins when they are 7 years old. For some people, it begins at 10. Okay, so your year will be from your early childhood to until you're around 20. Your month will be when from 20 to 35, around that, or 40. So your day will be from your 40s to about 55 or 60s, and your hour will be from your 60s onwards. Okay. I see. Oh, Lillian, career. Colleen's day, month. Okay, hour, year. Quite a lot of people want to know more about their day pillar. Okay, which is connected to themselves, yourself, and also your other half. Month. Okay, career. Cool. And where is the health? The health is actually represented by all your four pillars. By all four pillars. So when it comes to health analysis, we will apply this approach called the shifting palace. So the shifting palace, your health would be included in all the pillars. Okay. Sean Woon, does it mean when you're already 40 years old, the day becomes more significant? Yes, that's correct. That's when you will start to experience the energy in your day pillar more once you're around 40s. Okay. For example, in my case, I'm currently at the month pillar energy. Okay, month pillar energy. So whatever that I'm going through would be strongly related to my month pillar. Okay. Month also business. Yes, it can be your career if you're self-employed. Okay, if you're a boss, it can also represent your business. My day pillar is earth and horse, but I'm a rat. Cool. Day pillar earth and horse. Oh, YC Young means that this year you are going to be going through a year breaker and a grandiose. Wow, a lot of significant changes coming. Okay, cool. Right. Next part will be I'm going to tell you guys more about the 10 profiles. Okay, the 10 profiles. So the 10 profiles, it represents your natural behavior. Okay, as like I mentioned, it's your personality archetypes. Okay, which one are you? And there are 10 of them. There are 10 of them. Okay. In a way, knowing more about your 10 profile helps you to understand your inner avatar as it represents how you react to pressure, how you handle money, how you handle competition, relationship, and also authority. So the next slide, this is how you know where to look for your 10 profiles. Okay. It would be at the bottom of your party chart, bottom right of your party chart. So over here, I want you guys to type in what is your top 3 profile. Okay, what's your top 3 profile? For example, this one is the hurting officer, eating god, and direct wealth top 3. What's your top 3? Let me know in the comment section. Ellie, their pillar is Qi Mao. I feel the changes already strong. Yes. changes, actually you can already start to feel the energy even from December. Okay, and it's only going to get stronger after February the 4th. Oh yeah, for the top three profile, you gotta look at the natal, okay, your natal chart, which is on the left side, colored in gold. Does 10 profile change every year? Yes, it changes every year for the annual, which is on the right side, but it stays the same for your natal. Okay, the natal is your default archetypes. How to download party chat? Tim, can you please assist MRE on how they can download the party chat? Okay, I'm gonna go to the QR code, yeah? You can scan here if you haven't plotted your party chart. Okay, Kathleen, DRIR friend. Serene, pioneer analyzer leader. Ime, DO friend IR. Wow, interesting. Susanna, 7K DO DR. Wow, 7K and DO. Supporter structure is high. Okay, supporter structure high. Jana, wow, resource structure. IR, DR, and RW. Oh, very cool. I see quite a lot of 7K over here. 7K RW. Yeah. Alvin, direct wealth. Wow, Alvin is like a complete wealth structure. Cool. Okay, very nice. So you guys already know which are your top three uh, archetypes. Now I'm gonna tell you what each one. What does each archetypes mean? Okay, as you can see over here, the for the output structure, it will be the creator and performer. Okay, creator and performer, eating god and hurting officer. Okay, for the wealth structure, there will be the hustler and the manager, Elving, which is DW and IW. Okay, and then the influence, we have the leader, we call it the leaders or the rule followers, which is 7K and DO. Then we also have the resource structure, which is the thinkers and strategists. We have here we have the indirect resource and the direct resource. And finally, we have the friend, which is the companion structure. And we have the friend and the rock wealth over here. Okay, all right. Analyzer, philosopher, the leader, Louis Liu. Jen Yong, IW7KEG, cool. Eugenie, if I want to focus on business and I'm 50, should I still focus on month pillar instead of day? For business, if you are working under someone, then usually it will be the month. It can also be in the month if you're self-employed, but you also want to look at the hour pillar, okay, because it's your assets and investment. So business in a way is also your asset and investment. And I'm 50, should I still focus on month? You can look at the month, the hour, okay, and you can also look at your day. Okay, it is called the combined analysis. Cool. All right. So for the next session, I'm gonna go through with you guys your personality archetypes and the behavior of each one, the work style, what work style, what kind of work you excel in, and the strategy that you can implement based on your top three profile that you just shared in the chat. Okay, so listen closely, guys. Listen closely. Okay, I'm gonna start with the supporter. Okay, the supporter, the influence structure, which is the DO. Okay, we have DO and 7K. I'm gonna start with the DO first. Usually, this profile they deal with rules, status, authority, and discipline. Okay, people high in DO structure, they are usually a highly disciplined person. Okay, they tend to follow the rules. Tend to follow the rules. This is what we call the direct officer. And their behavior, usually they are organized, follow the rules, they are principled. And they can also be a perfectionist. Yeah, can also be a perfectionist. And work style. How is DO work style like? For one, they excel in corporate structure. Okay, corporate structure with a clear hierarchy, with SOP, and because they value stability and also the reputation, DO people they are able to gain the reputation rather easily compared to the other profiles. And how do you know if somebody is a DO? If let's say you don't know that person and you don't know when is their birthday, so usually DO they always have a plan, and they have a plan, and they dislike chaos because they are organized. So when something is messy, okay, this can also include their work desk or their room. Usually, it's very neat, yeah, very organized because they can't deal with the messiness. Okay, Serene, my DO is 0%. Oh, so Serene, DO is not your strongest archetypes. I see. Liana, I have zero DO. Okay, I have zero DO. So it means what I've just talked about, it doesn't represent how you are. Okay. And another thing about them is they are poised, they follow the rules. Okay, just like the swan. Okay, they are graceful. Okay, even when they are under the pressure, they're under a strong current, they are able to stay calm on the surface. But beneath the surface, they could be like their feet could be like, aggressively trying to stay afloat. Okay, so DO is in a way, it's like the swan. Okay, I don't like to be tied in rules, Biana. Yeah, that's true. If you have a low DO, it usually means that you don't like to be constricted by rules. Okay, don't like to be constricted by rules. So can you? I'm messy. No DO. Okay, yeah. Okay, next one. I saw some very interesting comments, so I gonna read a few. Lacking DO simply means that you do things your way. Yep, that's true. You do things your way. Okay. The next one would be the seven killing. Okay, the seven killings profile. So now DO is the swan, right? Very graceful, elegant, staying calm under pressure. But the 7K is like the tiger. Okay. They are fiercely independent and they are ready to pounce. Okay. Whenever they see the opportunity, they would just pounce on the opportunities. And they don't wait for permission. They take what they want. So very opposite of DO. Okay, very opposite of DO. So the behavior is usually bold, decisive, and they are risk taker. Okay, they don't think, they do. Usually they will just do and they'll think later. Okay, do and think later. How's their working style like? They thrive under pressure. And yeah, usually this, if you had these archetypes, you will be a great candidate for startups or in a crisis management role where everything has to be fast paced and you got to find a solution really quick. And the tell, how to know if someone has a high 7K. They would literally or figuratively break things to get result. Okay, meaning that they are very competitive. Again, they're very competitive. Okay. Oh, Melissa is in. Cool. Hi, Melissa. So, can you 50% the warrior? Okay, so you are able to relate to this half of the statement, yeah? Half of the statement, I assume. Lillian, netto 25%, okay, which is not so high, when it comes to the 10 profile, okay, before I proceed further, when it comes to the 10 profile, if you have above 80%, it means that it's on the high or unhealthy side. Okay, high or unhealthy side. If it's around 80% or 60 and above, 65 to 80, then it's on the healthy range. Okay, healthy level. If it's below 50, then you'll be on the low range. Okay, that's how you see the strength of the 10 profiles. Tyrone, 75% warrior. Wow, it's rather high. Okay, but still on the healthy level. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Creator. Creator. How many of you guys have the performer as your top three profile? The performer, the hurting officer. Okay. The creator, they deal with expression. They are a master of expression. Okay. They are very talented and extremely creative. We call this the creator, and their behavior for a hurting officer. Usually they are very expressive, okay, and highly talented, expressive. They tell you what they feel. Sometimes it could be in your face, okay, in your face. And some people, they might be taken aback or offended because HO people, they are very straightforward. And in some cases, HO, they are also attention seeking in a way because they like to shine under the spotlight. So usually, if you have a high HO, it means that you enjoy performing. Okay, you could be in the performing arts. You could be a singer, or even a stand-up comedian. And what is their work style like? Great at marketing, due to their creativity. They always have a lot of creative input. Public speaking, okay, or any front-facing role because they don't mind being at the spotlight. Okay, they don't mind being in the spotlight. And how do you tell if a person, they have a strong HO? How do you tell? For one, they love the spotlight. Okay, and another telltale sign is they are not afraid to challenge the status quo. Okay, so if, for example, for a HO, if they are not very happy with a policy within an organization, usually they'll be the first one to voice it out. Okay, they're the first one to voice it out. As this is opposite of the DO, because the DO, they follow the rules. Okay, even though they're under pressure, they still keep a very calm appearance. But the HO is the opposite of DO because they they tell you what they feel. Okay, they tell you what they feel. Okay. Apologies. Is the friend and eating got over? Just join. Oh, no, no, not yet. Eating God will be the next one. And the friend, I haven't touched on the friend yet. Lilian, HO 50%. 98%, 100% HO, but I'm an introvert. Introvert. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I have met a few of those who have a very high HO, but they're very introvert. Okay. The shy type. In this case, from what I see, usually those introvert HO, they tend to have a very high eating God as well. Because eating God is the opposite of HO. Eating God is the and more reserved counterpart of the HO. Okay. NG, my HO is 0%, 0% this year. Well, not to worry much. It means you simply gotta put in more effort to engage in more speaking session, perhaps to improve on the way you communicate. Okay, your communication skills. So when usually the DO is 0 for a specific year, it means you might be having less chance to speak, or you just feel like for that particular year you just want to stay like low profile. Okay, want to stay low key. Yeah. Okay, let's see the next one. Yeah, okay, let's go to the next one. Creators output. Okay, the opposite of the HO is the eating god. Okay, the eating god is the artist. They are very refined, creative, and they enjoy the finer things, which is dining on good food. Like you see, usually all the foodies, right? They enjoy eating those food bloggers, right? They might have a very high EG. Okay, or those who like to indulge themselves, pamper themselves with like luxury branded stuff and those things. Yeah, very high chance they have a high eating god. Very high chance. Okay, and what is their work style like? They thrive in roles which require them usually in branding. Okay, branding, and also a role that requires them to use their deep technical skills. Could be a copywriter, content writer, or even a technical writer. And how do you know if someone they have a high EG? Usually they are perfectionists. Okay, perfectionists, and they have this tendency to only do to only want to do something when they feel inspired. Okay, uh, they have this tendency to, oh, today I don't feel so inspired, so I'm just gonna put this aside first, and maybe tomorrow or like the day after tomorrow when I feel more inspired, then only I will do it. um, so if you have a very high EG, you will have this tendency to procrastinate because you want the thing to be perfect. So when you don't feel inspired, you feel like you won't be able to do a good job. Okay. uh, so EG, calm, refined, love the good life, good food. Okay, and they are highly specialized, and they do things at their own pace. Okay, do things at their own pace. Safer-holic, that's very true. Are you EG? Do you have a high EG? Okay. Next one, we're going to the manager, which is the wealth structure. Okay, the wealth structure. The wealth structure, this type of profiles, they deal with, they are usually result oriented. Okay, result oriented. Starting from the direct wealth, direct wealth is like the end. Okay, it's like the end. They are very hardworking, realistic, and detail oriented. So if you look at the end, right, most of the time they would be carrying something. It could be food or like, you know, something to build up their 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 nest. So the direct wealth is like the industry. We call it the industrial end. There is a term for a type of end. We call it the industrial end. Not sure if I say correctly or not. Okay. And their work style is usually the steady hand, who builds wealth through consistency. And how do you tell if someone they have a high direct wealth? Well, they are very practical. Okay, they focus on the practical side of the business, which is the ROI. Okay, they want to know the numbers, the results, and they want things to be efficient. They want things to be efficient. So in the way, it makes them very reliable. Okay, very reliable. Building empire through consistency. Okay, and they never lose track of the detail. Next one, we have the indirect wealth, the pioneer. So the pioneer, their animal spirit, yeah, is the hawk. Okay, the hawk or the eagle. Because these people, they are very resourceful. They have unconventional ways of building success and wealth. As they see even opportunities in a very creative way, or for example, something that nobody has done before, but the pioneer is able to spot that, like the hawk having a very sharp vision, right? They're able to spot that potential in something from miles away, or even before people even notice that. Okay, and their work style is very great at big picture thinking. Okay, big picture thinking, and they deal with quick wins, as opposed to the direct wealth. Okay, the pioneer has a big picture thinking, but the direct wealth, they have a more structured way of building a business. Okay, they have a structured way. Whereas for the indirect wealth, they don't follow those rules. Okay, so normally they are the go big or go home type. For the pioneers, the indirect wealth. And how do you know if they are indirect wealth? They get bored easily by routine. Okay, and whenever you like, if you have friends who are, they have the indirect wealth as their top three profile, right? They're always, you will always hear them telling you about the latest side hustle ideas. Somehow they're always like hustling on something, or working towards something. So the pioneer, they have a sharp vision and they're able to spot deals from afar. That's how they are. Okay. Wow, I see a lot of people with high very high indirect wealth. Collins, 75% of indirect wealth. Wow. Serene. Wow, 100% of indirect wealth. Does this describe you? Does this describe you, Serene? Wow. JL Low, DWIW, both also 100%. Yeah, then you are a wealth structure. Okay, wealth structure. My our pillar has IW in hidden stem. What does it mean? Our pillar, IW, so which is the hidden stem. So our, as we mentioned earlier, it represents your assets investment, and it can also represent your inner thoughts, your aspiration, your inner thoughts. And having IW in your hidden stem in the hour pillar, it means that you could be having these ideas to start up a business or something unconventional. And usually your ideas are uncommon. Yeah. Usually ideas are uncommon. 100%. Well, a lot of people with IW and DW in their chart, 10 in their top 3 profile. Wow, very cool to know. So the thing about the wealth structure, right? If you utilize this attribute, you utilize it well, you have the potential to to be very wealthy. Okay, have this potential to be very wealthy. Okay, next one I'll be talking about the thinkers. Okay, which is the resource structure. The resource structures. This profile they deal with knowledge, intuition, and comfort. Starting off with the analyzer, which is the direct resource. Direct resource. Direct resource, they are like the spirit animal is like the elephant. It's like the elephant. So elephant, they are known for their incredible memory, right? They are able to retain memory for a very long amount of time. And elephant, they are very wise. Okay, they also have this protective nature. So if you are a direct resource, you are similar to the Wikipedias. Okay, similar to the Wikipedias. And usually they are people, they are kind, again, and they love to learn. They are kind and they love to learn. And they are usually they lean towards the more traditional side. Okay. And their work style, they are gifted in research works, teaching, or even admin support. Okay, due to their ability to to have a very long attention span, they're able to focus on those tasks which requires them to concentrate. Okay, requires them to concentrate. And how to know if someone is a DR? Usually they like to know the facts, okay, before making a decision. Or if they are a student, usually they like to know the details of the subject, okay, subject matters they are learning, because everything, they are curious about everything. Therefore, everything is fascinating for them to learn. Lillian, DR 100%. Wow, let me see how many guys of you have a high DR. Lillian, wow. Analyzer 100%. Okay. Stephen. Alvin, DR 85. Yeah, that's quite high. DR 85. Kate, my netto DR is 0%, but I'm doing admin work. How is that? Okay, if your DR 0%, but you're doing admin work. Now, are you enjoying it, Kev? Are you enjoying what you're doing as an admin with 0 DR? Do you find it hard to concentrate? Okay, you get like easily distracted, like, oh, suddenly you're doing this thing, and then the next moment you forgot, what you're supposed to be doing. DR 86%. Wow, quite a lot of number of people of you having high DR. Regine, DW 100%, IR 92, IW 76. Okay. 83% DR. Wow. Cool. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. This one is the philosophers, the indirect resource. Indirect resource, they are like the owl. Okay, they are like the owl. They, if you have a high IR, right? Okay, have a high IR. It means that you are gifted in Chinese metaphysics. Okay, means that you're gifted. So learning it will be like a breeze for you to learn if you have a high IR, and if high IR with high DR. Okay, then you're able to master it rather quickly compared to your peers. Okay, now the behavior. IR, they have a high intuition. Okay, very intuitive, deep thinker, and they have these unconventional ways of thinking. And their work style, they thrive in like those position that requires them to be strategic, because they are a strategic thinker. And IR, usually they observe and they analyze before they suggest for a strategy. So in the olden, let's say if we were to go back in time to, let's say, the Ming or Qing dynasty, usually the IR, they are those people who are the advisor for the emperor. Get advisor for the emperor. And how do you know if a person has a high IR? They have a sixth sense. Okay, they're able to perceive something of, even about a person. They have a high sense of they have a high sense of another person. If, let's say, you have this friend, they have a very high IR, and usually whatever that they say about another person, it happens to be accurate. They're just gifted like that. Okay, they're just gifted like that. The Alvina, the Zhuge Liang, yeah, Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang, if we were able to look at his chart, he might have a very high IR, a strategist and a strategic thinker. So can you no IR? No IR, no worries. You can still utilize your other profiles. Okay, can still utilize. Okay, next one, I'm gonna talk about connectors. Now, the connectors, they are like in a way, they are like the glove. Okay, they're like the glove, and their strength lies in their ability to be able to connect with people around them, connect with people around them. So now, when we talk about the friend profile, they are like the dolphin, because the dolphin are very highly social animal. Again, very highly social. They love being around people. Okay, and usually the friend, their work style is they can be a great team player. They can be a great team player due to their ability to connect their team members and work towards the mutual goal. Therefore, they usually have a strong network, a strong network of a list of people that they know. Okay, if you look at someone with a very very high friend profile, usually people would tend to gravitate towards them. Gravitate towards them, and those with a very high friend, they don't really like being alone. Okay, they don't really like being alone. Is it good to have a high IR? It depends, Emma. Depends. If it's over 85%, then it's on the unhealthy level. So usually if any of your 10 profile is on the unhealthy level, then the negative side of those attributes would tend to be more prominent. Okay, would tend to be more prominent. Qing, 100% friend, but I hate being with people. How come? Okay, because 100% means your friend is on the unhealthy level. Okay, this is what I just mentioned. When your profile is on the unhealthy level, so instead of, if your friend is on the healthy level, you would be having these attributes that I just mentioned. You love, you're a great team player, you love being around people, able to connect well with others. But if on an unhealthy level, it means that you are more reserved, you withdraw from the crowds. Okay, you tend to be more withdrawn from the crowd because it's on the unhealthy level. Yan Xian, 91% friend, mostly rely on friend and get info from them easier. Yeah, because you have a lot of friends. So that's why you're able to just ask around and get the answer. That's your one of the advantages, of a friend, having the friend profile. Okay. All right, then the next one. Okay, I saw somebody ask the question, how do we go down to healthy level? Okay, usually if you have an unhealthy level of any of the 10 profile, first step is to have the awareness. Okay, first step is to have the awareness that, for example, if your friend is, let's say, overly high, 100%, or overly low, probably at 20%, or like even for some people, 5. So when it's on an unhealthy level, you want to be aware of the traits. So for example, low level of friend, it means that person has a lower level of self-esteem. Okay, lower level of self-esteem. So if you're aware of this, then you would be more mindful of to be more to give yourself more positive affirmation. Okay, to be kinder to yourself. Those are the actions that you can take, to improve the, well, despite it being at the low level, you can actually take action to improve it. Okay, so it's really not it's really not the dead end. Okay, it's not a dead end for you. Okay, then next one is the rock wealth. Okay, next one is the rock wealth. Okay, I think I included the different slides here, but it's okay. So we have the friend, and also the the opposite of friend is the rock wealth. So for rock wealth, usually they are like the wolf. Okay, they are like the wolf. If you have a high level of rock wealth, it means you are charismatic. Okay, like the wolf, they are able to lead the pack and use the collective strength to achieve a mutual goal. Okay, to achieve the mutual goals. So the wolf, they work well in packs. Yeah, they work well in packs. and they hunt together. They hunt together, and in the wolf pack, they have the alpha, right? The alpha, and this means if your Rockwell is high, usually you are a charismatic person, and you have a leadership, high leadership skills. And for those with I would say healthy level of rock wealth, you will have a high leadership skill, and you're able to be persuasive. You're able to influence others. Okay, you're able to influence others. So rock wealth is if you're in the sales, if you are in the sales position, um, if you are provide a service provider, or if you are doing your own like own side hustle, own gigs, right? And you have a healthy level of road wealth, then it will help you go. You help you go far due to the ability to influence others. To take an action. So Keng Yo 0%, 0% road wealth. It's okay. Yeah, I included the different slides for I included the wrong points for this part. My my unhealthy level max. Friend Rockwell Pudding Officer 100%. Wow. All three all three profiles 100%. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a the advantage is that you're able to um, to utilize the archetypes, because when you have a high 10 profile, okay, or let's say Qing, it's easier for you to tap into the traits and attributes of each one, but you gotta be aware of the downside of it, because when it's on the unhealthy level, you also tend to have the negative traits of the 10 profile. Okay, the negative traits. So if you're aware of it, and you able to utilize the positive traits, then you'll be good. Healthy range is 60 to 80. Yes, 60 around 55 and above to about 80, then it'll be a healthy range. Okay. Tyrone, rock wealth is usually a big spender. Yes. Rock wealth, unhealthy level of rock wealth, they are a huge spender. Okay. Rock wealth 100%, friend 91. Wow, seems like easier for me to convince other. Yeah, you can try that, you know. Friend 91%. So networking wouldn't be an issue for you. Okay, networking. Um, Usually you have a like with the friend profile being this high, most of the time you have a wide range of a big group of friends. Okay, of a wide range of people that you know, and add them on with rock wealth, you'll be able to build the connection and persuade them into, you know, taking an action. Could be a partnership or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now I'm gonna bring you guys to the next part, which is the five structures. Okay. Now the five structure, as I mentioned just now, is like your operating system. Okay, so your operating system, whether it's iOS or Android, Windows, And through the five structures, you are able to discover what are your winning move. Okay, and how you should make money, how you should build your career, how you should make decision, and what kind of opportunities you should chase or avoid. This part is crucial because knowing your five structure well, you'll be able to determine your winning move. Okay. Now, right, if you're not very familiar with the five structures, it's on the bottom left of your party chart. Bottom left. Okay. And there you see the five structure. We have the netto, which is highlighted in yellow, and the annual highlighted in red. Got it, guys? Got it? Okay. Let me know what's your five structure. Let me know. For example, for this person, it would be the creators. Okay, the creators structure. As you can see, we look at the netto over here. It's about 80 to 90, 80 and above. So this will be the creator profile. Color the way, creator structure. High fire and wood. High fire and wood. Which means you have a high companion structure as well. So can you manager? Zuzana supporters. Kev output annual companion. Okay. All right. For this part, we just focus on the netto, yeah. Focus on the netto aspect to determine your default operating system, which is the five structures. Alvin creators. Look at the yellow highlight. And at the bottom of the chart, you can actually see your, it will actually write down at the bottom of the profile. Okay, so you can also look there as well. Okay, let's start off with the wealth structure. In other words, we call it the manager. Okay, the manager. So if you have a high, if your structure is the wealth, which means you have a high wealth aspect over here. Usually it means the theme is the control and result. Okay, the key point is control and results. And what does it mean? For your strategy, you want to focus on managing resources, people, and also time. Okay, don't just work hard, but work efficiently. You see, the wealth structure, their archetypes is like the manager. Okay, so you would want your strategy is to manage the resources and people. And your way of making money is to look for scalabilities. Okay, look for scalabilities because you usually for the manager structure, they are meant to build systems or businesses with their ability to manage the resources that they have. This also include the people and the staff. So how to make money is to look for scalability And also, this could also mean the profit window of an opportunity. So build system or businesses, not just trade time for money. Because if you are doing that, then you are wasting your potential as the wealth structure. And how they make decision is usually logic based. Okay, usually logic based, as represented by the visual over here. You see a lot of graph charts and pie charts, right? Yeah, this is the epitome of the wealth structure. Cool. So far so good, guys. Wealth structure, let me see if there's any wealth structure over here. Any more wealth structure? Collins wealth structure. Florentino also wealth structure as well. Elena, we focus only on what grows this year. Uh, don't really understand. Focus on what grows. Robin, yep, I have two businesses with multiple system and multiple revenue streams in each. Yeah. So this is the you are you are living your um party blueprint. You're going with the flow of your party blueprint. Okay, if your wealth structure and as you mentioned, two businesses with multiple system and multiple revenue streams. That's very awesome. Yeah, it's very awesome, Robin. Regine, 100% wealth. Okay, which means you are a manager, the manager structure. Cool. Now let's go to the influence. Okay, the influence structure. The influence structure, we also call them the supporters. Okay, we also call them the supporters. Usually for the influence structure, they have a high DO and 7K. Either one, either high direct officer or high 7 killings. The main theme is status and discipline. So which means the life strategy is you win by climbing the ladder and gaining influence. Okay? And usually you tend to thrive in environments with a clear hierarchies, clear hierarchies, clear SOP, operating system. And if you're the influence structure, how do you make money? It's through leadership roles. Okay, or if you work in a government or a large organization such as MNC, okay, one of them, and where you can manage authority. So if you have the influence structure, what you should not do is you should not be afraid of taking up leadership roles. Okay, you should not be afraid of taking up leadership roles because a lot of influence structure, since they are the supporter, they can also be a very powerful right hand man to the boss or to the founder of the company. Because to be able to be the right hand man of a founder of a company, you need to be able to follow the structure well. Okay, how they run things, okay, how the company operates, and knowing them better, sometimes even knowing them better than the founder themselves. Okay, and when it comes to the decision making, um, for the influence structure is usually reputation based. So question to ask yourself is, will the next move increase your influence or your respect? All right. Alina, comparing the Netta with 2265 structure, do we focus on what grows? Netta with 2255, oh yeah, you mean the annual, okay. The annual 5 structures. Netta supporter is 10, but 226 is 70. Yes, if you see a significant increase in your temp profile, let's say from your Netta chart is like from 10%, and then suddenly for this year it jumps up to 70%. For let's say DO, for your direct officer, suddenly from 10% to 17%, 70. Then what it means is that for this year, you will need to be you need to be more self-disciplined. Okay, you need to be more organized. You have like jot down what you should do, your tasks. Have a fixed routine. Okay, when you have a fixed routine, right, it also means that you tend to stick to them better as compared to if you just do things when you feel like doing it. Okay, this is just one of the explanation. If you see a significant jump from like 10% to 70% in your any of your profiles, then you can also interpret it as such. Piggy just I got 100% on wealth and influence. 100% on wealth. Okay, this one is on the 10 profile, yeah, guys. This is on the 10 profile. Right now, we are at the 5 structure. Okay, 5 structures, which is over here. It looks like this. Okay, it's at the bottom left of your chart. Okay, bottom left of your chart. Any one of you is the influence structure? I want to see how many of you guys here. Anyone? Oh, no one here. It's an influence structure. Oh, Tatia. Tatia influence structure. Only Tatia? Does that describe you guys if you have the influence structure? MC Ching, yes. Good to know. Tyrone, also influence structure. 100% influence. Wow, Linda. Also, if you happen to have like a extremely high influence structure, in another sense, it could also mean that you are a perfectionist. Okay? Could also mean that you are a perfectionist. The explanation behind it is because for the influence structure, they follow the procedure. They follow it's like the user manual. Okay, they follow it from let's say page 5. How to troubleshoot this. So they'll follow it. So usually, and following the operating process is it also means that they are afraid from doing something that is not in the user manual. Okay, so that therefore they can be a perfectionist because they want to make sure that they do things the right way. Okay, they want to make sure that they do things the right way. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next is the resource structure. Type type a me if you're a resource structure. Let me see how many of you guys here. Okay. So the resource structure, they are the thinkers. Okay, they are the thinkers. And their team is knowledge and support. Okay, their strength lies in knowledge and support. And the life strategy is okay, information is power. So you win by knowing what others don't and being the brain behind the operation. Okay, resource structure. Usually they are the person that you go to when you're looking for like solution or to solve the impossible. Yeah, to solve the impossible. It could be related to like system error bugs, and then you go to this person. Okay, then they are normally able to sort it out. Okay, and if you are the resource structure, how to make money? How to make money is through consulting, coaching, and also educate others. Okay, educate others with your knowledge, enlighten other with your knowledge. Or another thing that you can do is asset management. Okay, asset management. So in a way, you are selling your wisdom to to make money. Now that's how the resource structure they're able to make money. And yeah, metaphysics is great for that. Okay, for the resource structure, metaphysics is great because when you have the resource structure, you will have either high indirect resource or high direct resource. Okay. For the decision making, usually it's more on information based. Okay. You make decision when you need to feel secure and prepared before you make decision for the resource structure, because they will tend to analyze every possibilities and what could go wrong or what could go right because before they decide on something. Mickey, extremely high creator, wealth influencer, big companion. Wow, that's the mixtures of attributes I see over there. Caroline, I have 100% analyzer. 100% analyzer. What's your five structure, Caroline? What's your five structures? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you see some of our coaches posting about the FSA, FSA is our annual event. It's called the Feng Shui and Astrology. It will be an event conducted by Dato Joy Yap. Okay. And it will be ongoing from upcoming January from 24th to 25th. Okay. From the 24th to 25th of January for the KL FSA. Galina, 100% resource structure for 2026. Wow. It's like the full bar. Full bar, almost like resource structure. So here is what you need to focus on. Okay. So for 2026, if you have a high resource, then focus on information, learning new knowledge, or improve or deep dive into your current skill or knowledge that you already know, improve and deep dive in it. Or it could also mean learn new skills that is required for your growth and your breakthrough. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, companion. How many of you guys here is the have the companion structure? How many of you guys here have the companion structure? Galina, I'm learning Chiman. Cool, that's cool. Awesome. Okay, now the companion structure. The main theme is people and networking. Okay, they thrive in networking and connecting with others. And the life strategy for the companion is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You win through partnership and community. Okay, so as opposed to the resource structure is what they know. Their life strategy is what they know. But for the companion is who they know. It's like their so in a way, their network is their net worth. Okay, for the companion. And how do you make money if you have the companion structure? Usually in sales role, PR, social media, or any businesses that relies on volume of people. It can also be speaker, because if you're a speaker, you will speak to a lot of people on stage, whether on stage, online, those sort of roles would be what you should explore or like dive into, to make use of your companion, your high or strong companion structure. And for decision making, the companion usually they make decision based on it's more on relationship based, and question like you asking question like, does this move help me build a stronger network? So before you make a decision, if you're a companion, you have a companion structure. So ask yourself if your next move is gonna help you build a stronger network. If yes, then proceed with it. 60% netter in companion. 60% is on the healthy level. Healthy level. Galina, wow, that's great. I have Galina have 80% netter for companion. Companion structure 60%. Wow, that's cool. It tells me that you enjoy meeting people and socialize with them. Is that correct, Galina? John Lim, 100% rock wealth, 90% friend. Wow, that makes up a strong companion structure. Sering, for this five pillar, how do we know which pillar we need to focus in to make money? Five pillars, they are actually only four in your BaZi. Do you mean the five structures? You mean the five structures? Okay. So for this part, you gotta look at the bottom left of your chart. Okay, to determine, if you look here, your main structure, it will be written here, creators. Okay. So for creators, will be the next one. Okay, which I'm gonna be touching on. Okay. So if for the creator structure, they are the master of innovation and expression. And the life strategy for the output structure would be you win by being the only rather than the best. And your ideas are your currency. So for the output structure, due to their high level of creativity, it means they're able to come up with the most unconventional ideas, so that may not have been thought out by another person. Therefore, that's where the life strategy, it says you win by being the only rather than the best. So don't focus on being the best, but focus on being the only person who's able to come up with unconventional ideas, something that someone may not even have thought about, but you came up with it, and that would be your, you know, your path to success. And as the output structure, how do you make money? Usually it's through branding, content creation, invention of something new or specialized skills. And yeah, for this, you must also be visible, because for your ideas to reach to others, or to reach to the world, you gotta make it visible, right? Otherwise your ideas would just be ideas, you know. But if you showcase it through, could be content creation, um, social media, that's how you are able to bring your idea to the next step and to share it with the world. That's how you achieve your success. And when it comes to decision making, the advice is to follow the value add-on method. Okay, the value add-on method. Ask yourself question like, does this allow me to express my talent or your ideas or creativity, before deciding on, before making like a major important decisions. Say production. So creators should focus on being unique. Yes, focus on being unique rather than competitive. Because when you are unique, that makes you stand out from the others. Okay, that makes you stand out from the others. So when you are being unique, um, people are able to notice your ideas, your creation, even without you having to compete for people to notice it. Helix, I'm introvert but 100% in creator structure. You want me to be social media influencer? Um, if you're able to step out of your comfort zone, then yes, that could be one of the ways you can do it. Otherwise, you don't really have to show your face in the video. It can just be the video and just your voice in the background. Okay, could be introducing about like some stuff, or unboxing videos. For unboxing video, we don't usually, in some of the videos, we don't even see the person who is unboxing the stuff, but we can see their hand and their voice. Yeah, it's one of the ways that you can do it, Helix. Julius, output netto 80%, annual 100%. Wow, yeah, that makes you the that means you have the output structure. This is append. Maybe the influencer working on the video but not the face. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Okay, you can be the brain behind the idea, and then you can just hire someone to be in the video. You see most of the movie directors, They are not in the they are not even in the movies, but they hire actors and actresses to play out the script and the movie. He leaks, I'm not artistic at all. Why am I 100% in creator? Super realistic. Okay, when you are 100%, it could also mean that it's on the unhealthy level. Okay, on the unhealthy level. It sometimes could mean that if you may be experiencing a lot of writer's block or ideas block when it's on an unhealthy level. Serene, like for those people who has all five structure at about 40 to 50%, no dominating structure. That's actually a very rare case because usually your main structure would be stated at the bottom. It should be stated at the bottom. Kif, Netter output 100%. Wow, high output as well. Netter friend 83. HO, wow, okay. Ideas block. Wow, ideas block, how to unblock? Ideas, but it depends on, it really depends because I can't really advise you on that. Okay, how to unblock. So, what do you do when you have a writer's block? You stop doing it and you go do something else, and then you relax, and then you come back. Okay, don't force the ideas to work out, and don't force it to come when it doesn't want to. When you're experiencing the block, just don't force it. Okay, right. This one is the summary of the five structures. Okay, I name it the BaZi strategy matrix. BaZi strategy matrix. So this is sort of like the cheat sheet. Okay, the cheat sheet for the five structures. Starting off with wealth, if you have a wealth structure, then your strategy, the cheat code for you is to stop being the creator, but be the machine builder. Just stop being the creator, be the machine builder. So the wealth structure is to, when you have a wealth structure, it means you manage your resources, you manage on people, and you delegate the tasks so that each task can be fulfilled properly and completely. So, in this sense, when you delegate the task well, the team is also able to perform on a much higher level. Okay, on a much higher level. So, the strategy is to be the machine builder. Machine builder, in this sense, is to be the person who come up with the operation plan or the process flow, okay, for people to follow, rather than you taking on all of the tasks. But as a manager, you build.
Hi guys, is Jenny's frozen right now? I think. Can you guys hear me or her? Can you type in the chat? Yes or no? To answer Ksenia, no sound? Oh, sorry. Janice actually has disconnected. Hi guys, sorry. This is Ari. I'm back. Okay. Yeah. While waiting for her to come back, let me see. Ksenia was asking, is there a replay for this? Yes, this is a live stream on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can always watch back the replay of it on YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure about IG though, right? Okay, now while waiting for her, right? I promised you guys earlier, okay, that you can stand a chance to win the feng shui and astrology tickets, right? How many of you are waiting for it? If you notice, right, every now and then I actually shared the banner there for you guys. Okay, so now here it is. Okay, you can stand a chance to win up to 2 tickets. You can bring your study buddy along, your spouse, your family members, okay, to either FSA KL, which is happening next weekend, or FSA Singapore, which is happening on 31st of January, end of the month in RWS Resorts World Sentosa. Okay, so there's no guarantee that you'll win, but you stand a chance to win if you go to this link. I think I'll have my team share the link on the chat for you. Okay, now, yeah, Janice is back. Yeah, I think she's ending her session soon as well, but I'll pass back to Janice. All right.
Hi, thanks, Ari. Thanks, Ari. Sorry, guys, my Wi-Fi got cut off. Okay, there's a connection issue. Sorry about that. Okay, let me just share my slides with you guys really quickly. Okay. All right. This is where we stop at just now. This is where we stop at just now. Okay. At the output, okay, if you have the output structure, the cheat code for you, if you're bored, you are losing money. Okay, if you're bored, you're losing money. So what it tells you is that your cheat code is when you have a lot of ideas, write them down and make something out of it. Okay, make something out of it. Usually for the creator structure, it's very rarely for them to not have ideas. Okay, their mind is always on like the the next the next best thing or like the next trend. Okay, this is the cheat code for the output structure. And for the influence structure, okay, the cheat code is don't wait for permission, take charge. Okay, don't wait for permission, take charge. Because the influence structure, they they are the rule follower. They abide to the rules. So, but sometimes, if you wait for permission to make a decision or take an action, you might lose out on the opportunities. So don't wait for permission, but take charge whenever you see fit. Okay, whenever you see that okay, this is the right opportunities and you go for it. This is for the advice for the influence. Okay, for the influence structure. And for the resource structure, if you use your mind, not your muscles. Okay, use your mind, not your muscle. Since the resource structure, they love to learn a lot of things. Okay, they are the like walking dictionaries, the Wikipedia. So use your mind, use it to the to the fullest potential, and to just absorb knowledge. You know, because if you remember what I mentioned just now, how do you make money for the resource structure is to do consulting, to do coaching, and to educate others with the knowledge that you have accumulated over the years. Okay, this is for the resource structures. And lastly, for the friend structure is to the cheat code is your network is your net worth. Okay, for the friend structure. So leverage on your network. Okay, um, and you have a lot of friends. Okay, and you don't know something, just give them a call and like ask them about it. They might be able to help you on it, right? If you have like a friend structure. Okay, your network is your net worth. Okay, is that clear, guys? Yes, that's my last slide for tonight. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in for tonight. Hope you guys are able to gain some insights and new knowledge. All right, I'll pass this to Ari for her to
Thank
conclude
you.
this session.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Janice. Wow, what a detailed and comprehensive session, right, guys? Do you guys love this live stream that we had today? Can you give me a heart? Give Janice a heart, a love, okay, if you enjoy this. I mean, having your response, right, motivates our team to conduct more of this. Thank you, Serene. Thank you. I think Janice did a marvelous sharing here with you guys. Okay. Now, don't forget, whatever that you learned today is meant to help you strengthen your partial foundation knowledge so that if you attend our function astrology talk, whether in Malaysia or Singapore, you can understand what Dato' Joey Yap shares on stage with more clarity. Okay. Now, if you have not gotten your tickets yet, like I said, you stand a chance to win a pair of tickets to either our Malaysia or Singapore FSA that's coming up next week and the week after. Just need to go to the link that is shown on screen or on the chat, okay? And if you are a winner, you will be notified and you will receive the e-ticket in your mailbox. Now, not everyone will get it, obviously, okay? So it depends on your luck, okay? Now, if you are sure that you want to attend FSA, but you don't want to rely on luck, right? Okay, so you can decide to, buy the FSA tickets immediately so that you confirm your attendance to the event. The link is shown right on the screen right now, joeyup.com/FSA 2026. Okay, cool. All right, guys, with that, we will end tonight's FSA Mania live stream. And I hope to see all of you in MyTech KL for FSA KL or in Singapore RWS. Okay, have a good rest. Good night, guys. See you. Bye bye.